everyone, welcome to a short video explanation about your first assessment for edu60017, Understanding Theories of Teaching, Learning and Development. Now we know for many of you this will be your first assessment that you've completed in quite a while, and we're wishing you all the very best with that. Don't forget your ELA is there to help you as you progress through this assessment task. So assignment 1 is a presentation, and it is due on Monday the 17th of April, which is actually Easter Monday. So if you're struggling with that date, we can allow you to submit it on the Tuesday, given that Monday will be a public holiday. However, with school holidays approaching, it's very important that you plan your time around this and make sure that your study is a priority at this time. So plan ahead, everyone. So let's go through the assignment overview. So it's a 6-minute presentation and it's worth 20% of your total grade. Now presenting is a skill of a teacher and a very important one. So the more practice you get at doing this, the better teacher you will become. So an assignment overview. So an understanding of learning theories is essential for teachers, as it will ensure teaching practice is always underpinned by sound theoretical principles. Now in this assessment task, you will place yourself in the position of a teacher presenting information on a key learning theory to your professional colleagues, that is your fellow teachers. So you can assume that your audience already has some knowledge. You don't need to explain it in really basic terms. The presentation will allow you to demonstrate your understanding of the features, the strengths and the limitations of the theory, as well as how it relates to your own values and beliefs. It will also allow you to develop presentation skills that are required for a classroom teacher. So this task really fits in well as you begin to unpack exactly all the skills, all the roles, all the responsibilities that a teacher undertakes, and then you'll have the research that will underpin it. So the assignment details as we move down the screen is you need to select one of the 3 learning theories that are covered in theme 1 of this unit. So that's in week 2, 3, 4 and 5 of the unit. So there's behaviourism, cognitivism and constructivism. So you need to produce a video presentation in which you imagine yourself speaking directly to your professional colleagues about your chosen theory. So just as I'm doing now with my computer, you can make your presentation similar to mine. For this assessment, you are not expected to discuss the major parts of your chosen theory in detail. You can assume the viewer already has a high level of understanding of the theory itself, so you don't need to go into the basics of explanation. The focus of the presentation should be on the applications of this theory in a classroom setting and your personal beliefs surrounding the positive and negative impacts of the theory, and you need to back it up by research. So make sure you've done your reading, devise a script that you will read from, and go forward from there. And then it gives you an outline of your video presentation. You also need to submit this as a Word document, which includes the following. So you need to state the theory you have chosen to talk about and what your presentation will cover. You need to briefly summarise your personal beliefs about learning and teaching and the values and context that influence these beliefs. You need to present a broad outline of the major features of your chosen learning theory and how these features align with your own beliefs. Present an explanation of the strengths and limitations of your chosen theory, supported by evidence from relevant scholarly literature. So make sure that you're not just doing a Google search on this. Make sure you visit the Swinburne library that you have access to, and Google Scholar is a nice place to read, but we don't really use Wiki as a resource, okay, because anyone can add content to that area. So make sure it's a good academic site. You need to summarise how you might apply the learning theory in the classroom, including which areas of the theory you would and wouldn't use based on your personal beliefs about teaching and learning. Conclude the presentation with a summary of what you have covered and include citations and also a reference list. And it says here, for more information and support on this assignment, refer to the guide to completing assignment 1 presentation document. So here you've got your additional resources that you can click in and have a look at. You also have the support of your Assessment 1 question and answers discussion forum in your learning group, so please make sure you visit that. And there's also in the student portal, there are so many resources that you also have access to. When it comes to submitting your assessment, you need to submit it via Turnitin. You are to have a one Word document containing the outline of your presentation and the URL to a private link to your video. For more details on submitting your assignment, refer to the Guide to Completing Assignment 1 presentation document. You also need to allow a 24-hour turnaround for an originality report to be created. So if you aim to submit your assessment on the Friday, that will allow the 24 hours to occur. You'd get it back on the Saturday, have a quick check, make sure that the similarity score is acceptable or that there's no errors with your referencing, and then hit the submit button for that Monday deadline. You can read here through the assessment criteria, and it explains to you what exactly we're looking for in the assignment. So there's three criteria. There's a critical analysis of one learning theory. So again, you need to choose one of the theories that we have said to you. You need to provide a critical reflection upon personal beliefs about learning and teaching, and also your presentation, your style and structure. So it's important that you start seeing yourself as a professional teacher at all times when you are submitting your assessments. And then we will go through the assessment rubric criteria in a little bit more detail in our collaborate sessions. So make sure that you've had a read through that, understanding that a holistic rubric, we start here at the pass section. We need to achieve all of the pass level criteria to be awarded a pass, and then we progress down into the credit. You need to complete all of the credit to then go to the distinction, all of the distinction to then go on to a high distinction. So familiarising yourself with the rubric criteria is an essential part of your week 1 sort of tasks. So make sure that in week 1 you are really beginning to understand what is expected of you in your first assessment, which is the presentation, and that way during week 2, 3, 4 and 5 you'll be preparing your work as well as participating in our discussion board activities. So good luck everyone. There's lots of support available to you, and we're here to help you as much as we possibly can. So good luck, and we'll see everyone on the boards. Thank you.